Hey y'all, it's Ashley here at the Realm of Comics. Yes, we are back. So if you like all things comic, manga, and graphic novel related, this is the space for you to be in. This is the place where you need to be. Okay, so as you can see from the title of this video, I am doing a haul, but we're gonna make it a library haul because your girl's balling on a budget this year, and finances, the way this economy is working, sis ain't got money to wait, you know. She may have had money in the past. So therefore, I have been, not that I don't, I always utilize my library. I think it's important to utilize your library. But I think that I have definitely started leaning on them a little bit more, which I'm there every day, y'all. I'm there 5 days out of the week. So honestly, I think in the past I've tried to have some self-restraint because, you know, just trying to have some self-restraint. But now that it's like, well, I'm also not filling up a shopping cart full of books every month, I can't have any self-restraint. I refuse to show any restraint. I'm beyond that at this point. So we have a stack of books here that I currently have checked out, and then I have some stuff that I have checked out via God, why can I get that out? Via Libby. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's start with the stuff that I have on Libby, and then we will jump into the physical stuff and then go from there. Okay, so the way that we're gonna do this, since I didn't realize like how much stuff I actually do have checked out right now, we're just gonna do this as quickly as possible. And yeah, we're gonna do this as quickly as possible. Okay, so let's start with what I have checked out on Libby. So the first thing that I've checked out on Libby is Super Pancake, and this is by Megan Wagner Lloyd. Now, I read Megan Wagner Lloyd's book. What was the book that I read? Allergic. I read Allergic last year and loved it. And so when I saw that she was coming out with a new one, I was like, well, I definitely need to check it out. And I decided that I was just going to end up reading it digitally. I don't really know much about Super Pancake. It looks like it's for a younger audience, but I'm going to get to that in a second because I'm working on a little something for a recommendation list for younger readers who may enjoy comics and graphic novels, but we'll get to that. The next thing that I have checked out is Numb to This, a memoir of a mass shooting. So this is a graphic novel memoir where we have someone who, our writer, is talking a little bit about the experiences of mass shootings. So I'm trying to really honestly mentally prepare myself for that one because I know that it's going to have a lot of tough content in it. Next one that I have checked out is Go With The Flow. So this is a graphic novel that talks about your flow, your period, your cycle, your menstrual, whatever you like to call it. Really interested in this one because I'm sure that this one has been challenged or banned somewhere, but I was just particularly interested in checking that one out because of the content. And I'm always looking at content options for my daughter as she gets older, and a lot of this stuff will be aged by the time that she gets it, but I think that anything that I could use as a resource to better support me in having those important conversations with her, the better. Next, I have Magical Boy Volume 2, which I read Magical Boy Volume 1 this year and absolutely adored it. I thought it was great. It is about a trans teen boy who ends up getting these magical powers, except that it is a magical power that forces him to wear dresses because typically all of the people who have come before him have been individuals that identify as women, and so they don't mind the dresses, but he is trans and it is an uncomfortable experience for him. He has these magical powers where he can kind of read the auras of people, so people have like different color auras around them, and he can detect like whether you're a kind person, an open person, or someone who has potential to be bigoted. The way that this one is done is really interesting. I think my biggest hiccup that I talked about with Volume 1 is that the text placement is a little weird, and so there's that. I have the Amber Anthem checked out as well. This is the third book in the 5 World series, which I'm excited to get to. I'm ready to read it. Y'all, I'm so ready. I'm so excited because this story has just been developing in ways that are completely and totally unexpected. Is this the 4th one or the 5th one? Because I say the 3rd one, but I feel like I just finished the 3rd one. It's book 4. That's why I was like, I'm bugging. Like, it's like I feel like I just finished the 3rd one. This is the 4th one, which I'm so sad about, kind of, because that means I only have one more left to read of the series. But it's been a good experience reading the series. I might do a series review on that one. And then the last one that I currently have checked out on Libby is Dungeons and Dragons. This is the newest one from Molly Knox Ostertag, which I've read Witch Boy by Molly Knox Ostertag and really enjoyed it. So I am not as familiar with the Dungeon Club. I think it definitely has something to do with, Dungeons and Dragons, but with a more magical twist to it. So I'm excited to pick that one up. I know a lot of people who have read that one already and have really enjoyed it. I'm not going to be doing Libby. Let's say Libby, Kindle. I am not going to be talking about Hoopla. Y'all can forget that. Like, I solely use my Hoopla for graphic novels and comics, but I reserve my checkout. So I don't like to check out stuff if I know that I'm not going to read it in that moment, but y'all get what I'm going with that. All right, let's start on this huge stack. Y'all, this stack is huge. Hold on, let me do the thumbnail now. You can't even see my face. I'm extremely tired, by the way. If you think I'm acting funny, I am acting funny because I'm extremely tired. Okay, so the first one that I have is The Fiancé Chosen by the Ring Volume 2, which I'm excited to pick this one up. I really enjoyed Volume 1. It's about a girl who had a ring thrown at her by this guy. And then he's like, well, you have to get engaged to me now because I said whoever the ring fell on, or whoever I threw the ring at, whoever picked the ring up was going to be the woman that I ended up marrying. And so she finds out that she may have some magical abilities, and it seems like it's going to be extremely complex in terms of their relationship, but I'm super excited about the world building because of the dynamics of this main character that we have. Not her, I'm talking about the hero. And I guess it's not a monarchy, but just the royalty aspects of it I think are pretty interesting. So I did enjoy the first one. Can't wait to pick up the second one. I can't talk today. Okay, so the next one that I have is one that I got a recommendation from watching Shay from Shay Geeks Out, and this is Maison Ikoku. I'm probably saying that wrong, but this is by Rumiko Takahashi. This is the same mangaka of Ramna 1/2, which I need to read, but I have so much on my plate that I really shouldn't be starting another series. But I'm excited about this one because it follows a guy who tried to get into college and he didn't get in on his first try, so he's studying to retake the entrance exams. And there's a woman who moves in that becomes, I believe she's the residential manager. Is that what it is? Yeah, she's a resident manager. And so he's kind of driven to distraction because of that. I'm excited to pick this up. These are the Viz signatures. And so I think that it's only maybe 9 or 10 of these that I know of right now. Next, I have a Galaxy Next Door Volume 2. This follows... This was a weird one. I enjoyed it, but it is kind of strange. It follows these two characters. She's from outer space, but he accidentally pricks himself on a tail that she has, and so they're kind of fated mates, which is really interesting. And I thought the first volume was really cute. I just have not got around to reading the second volume, and this came out last year. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, okay? I don't know what I'm doing with my life whatsoever. The next one that I have is Master Keaton Volume 1. This is by Naoki Urasawa. Of course, most people in the community know Urasawa because of, what's the Dagon series that I can't even, Monster. So most people know Most people know him from Monster, but Master Keaton is another one of the series. This follows a man who is the son of a Japanese zoologist, but he's an insurance investigator. And I think that this is kind of like mystery, assassins, the whole nine. So I'm excited to read this one. I did start a little bit of this a while ago, but I haven't been able to get back to it. This is definitely one of those that's a little bit more on the text heavy side. I also have, I don't know where volume 1 is. Do I even have volume 1 in this stack? I don't. It's probably somewhere. Okay. I have volumes 1 through 3 of Heaven's Design Team, which I know absolutely nothing about. To be honest with y'all, the reason why I got these is because they were sitting on a shelf in my work area and I thought the covers were pretty. That's it. That's all she wrote. Like, literally, that's why I picked it up. It's awful. Okay, I have another Urasawa title, and that's Asadora Volume 1. I have been meaning to read this for a while now. Don't know why I haven't picked it up. I think Bree has read a few volumes of Asadora, and so I'm trying to, you know, catch up because that's what we do as friends. Next one that I have is Fibbed, which is another one that I've been excited to read, which follows a young girl by the name of Nana who is she says she's not a liar, but she tells these very interesting stories that are not really believable. So because of that, she ends up getting sent to go stay in Ghana for the summer, and while she's in Ghana, she comes into contact with the true trickster, which is a Nazi, which I'm sure if y'all know like the legends of a Nazi, the trickster spider. So I'm excited to see how that's going to be woven into kind of like a modern graphic novel retelling. I'm excited for this one. I've been meaning to pick this one up as well. I low-key want to just like, as soon as we get off of this, I just low-key kind of want to read it, but it's not going to happen. Of course, I have some volumes of One Piece checked out because I don't even want to talk about my issues right now with, I don't want to talk about my issues because this is almost March at this point. Actually, when this video goes up, it will be March, and I should have read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, 14, 16. I should be almost 20 volumes into One Piece, and I'm still at volume 1. So there's that. So this is what I was talking about when I was talking about Super Pancake by Megan. This is Judge Kim in the Kids Court, the doggy defendant. This is what is considered to be a ready-to-read graphic. So if you know anything about like beginner readers, these are for kids who are literally just learning how to independently read. And a lot of people know them as beginner readers or leveled readers. So this one is a ready-to-read graphic level 3. I've been reading quite a few of these just to be able to give recommendations of graphic novels for a younger audience. So it's a graphic novel, but they're typically shorter, and there are some great instructions in the beginning on like the cast of characters and then how to read the graphic novel. And this is, it can't be more than like 30 pages, if that. So it's just, you know, cool little artwork, but I'm checking out a lot more of these just so I can do a recommendation video of maybe like, you know, 5 to 8 that younger audiences can check out. I am currently reading this one. This is Anne of West Philly. This is a modern take on Anne of Green Gables. We have our main character Anne, who is moving to Philadelphia with her brother and sister who take in foster kids. And Anne is unlike any foster kid that they've ever had before. She's very vibrant, full of energy, and I think that they're a little bit more on the mellow side, so she's a burst of energy. I'm really liking the artwork in this one. I'm loving how we're seeing some transitioning in terms of like support of the foster parents for her, and she's just a very optimistic character. Considering everything that she's been through, she's very, very optimistic, and so I'm excited for this. There are some other adaptations of classics, which is Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy, which I do have a copy. Yeah, I have a copy of that one down there. and then The Secret Garden on 81st Street, which, you know, yeah. But honestly, I don't think I've ever read Anne of Green Gables, like the original book. Next one that I have is I don't know if I'm reading this necessarily for a recommendation video yet. I haven't decided. I know I wanted to read it, but when it came in for my hold, I was like, I really could base this around another recommendation. And that's Rosa Parks and Claudette Colvin, Civil Rights Heroes. These are history comics. So Tracy Baptiste did this one, which I do enjoy Tracy Baptiste as an author, as a writer. And basically what this does is these history comics take historical events and put them into comic form, which makes history, I think, a little bit more accessible for younger readers, especially these like middle grade audiences. I haven't decided whether I want to do some nonfiction graphic novel recommendations for kids or whether I want to do a review of some of these history comics, but I am excited to read this one because I think everybody knows so much about Rosa Parks, but people often forget about Claudette Colvin, and I'm reading a picture book right now that talks a little bit about her. So okay, so I have Something's Wrong with Us, volume 7. I have volume 6 somewhere in here. Who knows where it is, but I do have volume 6 as well. That's the volume that I'm currently on. I haven't made it to volume 7 yet. This series is wild. This is a wild series. I fully enjoy it. I'm loving it. It's so good. It is so good. I think I should read a volume tonight. I can't really tell you anything about it, to be honest with you, because I feel like anything that I say about Something's Wrong with Us, it potentially is a spoiler. I can say that we are following our heroine, who used to live with our hero when they were kids. Now, he doesn't remember her. She remembers him. And she lived in the house because her mother worked as the sweets maker. It's called wagashi. She used to make wagashi. And she grew up loving how her mother made it, and they worked for this family. Well, the father of this family ends up being killed, and her mother takes the blame. And so she just pretty much can't move forward in her life because everywhere that she goes, someone will send in an email to the company and say like, hey, her mother is a murderer, just so you know. And then because of the connection and the possible publicity, the family's pretty much like, or the companies are usually like, we can't continue to employ you. So there's that. there's that. And then she ends up being in this kind of fake dating relationship with this guy, but he does not know that she is the daughter of the woman who they think killed his father. Wild series, y'all. Wild series. So this is one that I want to continue with. This is Sasaki and Miyano volume 3. I read Sasaki and Miyano volumes 1 and 2 last year, I think. Maybe. I think time is a funny thing, but I think maybe it was last year. It could have been the year before, but I think it was last year. I read volumes 1 and 2 of this one, and it follows these two guys who are close, and he reads a lot of BL manga, so he shares the BL manga with him. And it's interesting because it's like, if you read BL manga, it's like these characters are interested in BL manga, but they're also living out a BL manga at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, but it makes sense when you read it. It's really cute, charming, and adorable, and the covers are absolutely gorgeous. But I recently just checked this one out because I was like, I need to continue with the series. Same thing with Seaside Stranger. I have not picked up a volume of Seaside Stranger in a minute, and I need to do that. I've been slacking on my manga reading. The next one that I have is one that I've also been meaning to read for an extremely long time. I had this out as an ebook, but the issue was that I couldn't get it as a Kindle book. So I would have had to read it on my phone, and I was like, absolutely not, because this is told, it's bilingual in a lot of the panels where we see Japanese text as well as English. And I'm like, and it's tiny, and I was like, I can't read that on my phone. My vision was already bad enough. So this is about a character who returns to Tokyo to learn more about their Japanese heritage, and in order to do that, she ends up booking a year-long stay at a Himawari house, and of course that's why it's titled that. And so she connects with two other girls, and they just spend a lot of time just getting to know each other and hanging out. And I think that this is slice of life, and it's not technically a manga, which is interesting, because I think when people see Himawari House, they think manga, but it is a graphic novel, and this was published by First Second. That's how I know that too. And of course the orientation, but the artwork in this one is absolutely stunning. This just won an award. Don't ask me what award, but it just won an award. So the next thing that I have is Fantastic Four by Alex Ross. This is Fantastic Four Full Circle. This is a Marvel Arts book, which I am not as familiar with Marvel Arts books, and I feel like it is a way for us to really appreciate the art, and there's not like a whole bunch of text, because this is, I mean, this is some intense artwork here, right? There's not a lot of text to this whatsoever, and this is Alex Ross's take on a 1960s classic story written by Stan Lee and illustrated by Jack Kirby. And it's I don't think it's reimagined, but it is one that is written in a way to introduce new readers to the storyline. So that's what that is. But it's beautiful. I mean, even the inside, like this cover right here, that's absolutely gorgeous. So I am excited to read that one. It won't take long to read that. Last two things that I have, which one of them I don't know anything about whatsoever, is Entangled with You, The Garden of 100 Grasses. Honestly, I'm pretty sure I saw this on Shay's channel and I put it on hold. Like, literally. I don't know anything about it. It was on Shay's channel. It looks like it's a fantasy manga, 7 Seas. I do like 7 Seas, but yeah, this looks like it is more fantastical. And I saw that Shay, I think, had tried the first, I think it's part of one of her, like, where she's tried first volumes of manga and sees if she likes them, and she recommends them to viewers. So that's literally what I do. I tell Shay that all the time. Like, whenever her and Izzy both, whenever they do their manga videos, like, I literally open up a tab, well, now not on Amazon so much, but I open up a tab on my library's website to see if they have it, and I put it on hold. And the last thing that I have, which is kind of, it's not really a story, I think it's just kind of like fun things from the series while people are waiting for the 5th volume of it to come out, and that is the Heartstopper Yearbook by Alice Oseman. If you did not know, I did that Goodreads video with everybody, and of course my section was comics and graphic novels, and I ended up reading volumes 3 and 4 of Heartstopper, which caught me up, which I did enjoy both. Volume 3 less so than volumes 1 and 2. I gave volume 3 3.5 stars and volume 4 4 stars. So I realized I got the Nick and Charlie novella as well. I think it came in, can't remember, I think it's waiting on me, but I decided to put this on hold as well. And it literally is just I think it just brings you to Nick and Charlie's universe, where you get to see more in-depth stuff, you know, about the characters, and it's in full color. Because if you know, like, you read Heartstopper is not in full color. So it's interesting to see everybody and the characters in full color. And that's about it. Alright, y'all, so that was my insanely ridiculous library haul. Because I'm not hauling physical books for myself right now, which is fine. It's great. I've been really utilizing Hoopla. I've been really utilizing my Kindle Unlimited that has comics, graphic novels, and manga on it. I have been using Libby, and then clearly my physical checkouts have been getting me through. So yeah, let me know in the comment box below what you maybe what you've currently bought. Like, what have you purchased? And you know, if you're not purchasing anything, what do you currently have checked out? Let me know in the comment box below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, click the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. Looking for ways to follow me on social media, all the links will be down in the description box below, and I'll be back with another video soon.